In the 1000th year of the reign of Gele, the Demon King, she was scheduled to pass away. 2,106 years earlier, the Demon King Solal made a deal with the god Planner, requesting the creation of an invincibility field so that she couldn't be harmed, but she was given a limited lifespan in place of it. Talk about a bad deal. Gele, who was much stronger than Solal, more than likely despised that deal, as her time was now expected to end. However, she probably didn't hate Solal too much. After all, she used her research in order to meet Planner for herself. She requested an exemption to the 1,000-year rule so that she could rule over the whole world forever. Planner obliged, instead reducing her power to 5% of her true strength. Unfortunately, this didn't turn out well for her, as the Dark Lords possess 0.83% of her power, and there being 17 known Dark Lords at the time, they surpassed her in strength, allowing them to overcome her control over them through the Blood Pact. The Dark Lord Gele, being her boyfriend, learned of her deal with Planner. While in his normal form, or at least normal as far as being a Dark Lord goes, he would never consider betraying her. However, unfortunately for Gele, he had split personality disorder, and when he regressed into his more ruthless personality, he saw blood in the water and betrayed Gele, starting the First Archfiend's War. While not much is known of this war, it lasted for 4 years until Dark Lord Gele cooperated with the hero of the era, and finally managed to take down Gele, using the swords Chaos and Echo respectively, permitting Gele to become the new Demon King. While this is all that's known about the Archfiend War, I thought it'd be fun to theorize about it. At the end of the Gele era, there were 17 known Dark Lords, and if it's a war, I'm sure there were more than just Gele trying to take down Gele, so let's try and guess who they sided with. Now, obviously, Gele sided with himself. It'd be weird if he didn't, and due to his desire to revive Gele in Rance 3, it's quite easy to figure out that Nose would side with her. The same is true of Lexington, whose loyalty served every Demon King and would not seek to take advantage of Gele's weakness. Lei felt genuinely valued by Gele until she threw him out in exchange for Gele. Largely resentful of Gele, he would seek to oppose him in the Archfiend War and prove himself to Gele. On the other hand, Izel would still feel regret for having felt weak in the presence of Gele and accepting her offer of subjugation. As such, he would seek revenge on her, siding with Gele. Now, Gele's policies were also different than his successor. Where he would initially continue the domination the monsters had over the continent, he would relinquish control over humanity, following a deal with Silky in the 20th year of his reign. While nothing changed initially, this more caring, or rather less, concerning his letting them go completely, attitude toward humans would have driven a lot of flack from other Dark Lords. Particularly Kesselring, Red-Eye, Sieg, and Pyar would oppose him primarily because of it, with them having various specific stances from merely continuing to subjugate humans to mass slaughter. On the other hand, Meglas, who had felt like a prisoner under the Prime Demon Kings, who hated humans or dragons in the case of Abel, would support him as a direct result of his feelings about them. Of course, Meglas' support probably isn't worth the opposition from 4 Dark Lords, especially Kesselring's, but at least it's something. Kaiwas, though, in awe of those with power after his experience with the first and strongest Demon King, Kolf would support Gele, feeling that Gele was a fool to let go of such power. It should be noted that he would very much regret this decision when Gele told him to stop killing humans 20 years later, though. With Gele being shown not to really care even for her own subordinates in Rance 3, it's unlikely that she would provide Galtia with the food he so loves to prevent himself from constantly starving. As such, Gele would likely use this to advantage to get him on his side. The rest are harder to figure out, although I will provide my best guesses for them. Lahazo would support Gele, as shown by her continued loyalty to him and following his role by joining the Hornet faction in the Second Archfiend War. I highly doubt Azazel would hate her sister for over 1,000 years. She would likewise support Gele. Medusa would more than likely support whoever she liked more. However, since this is an unknown, and given her enjoyment of terrorizing humans, she would more than likely support Gele. Likewise, Camilla would also more than likely support whoever she liked more. However, given her personality, there's also the chance that she straight up doesn't care, or sides with Gele due to her intense hatred of other women. Oh, there's also Xavier. However, he's been effectively sealed for longer than Gele and Gele have been alive, so yeah.